It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season is now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. And Eric Bledsoe, one to watch in our game tonight. Just a force to be reckoned with out there on the floor. Shaq, he's a guard who does it all.
Yeah, I don't usually talk about the guards because I'm a big guy, but this guy's a great rebounder at his size. He rebounds like a big man. He's worked to improve that outside shot. Now he can score in a variety of ways like my main man Kenny Smith used to.
Everyone is in their seat here in the arena as the Suns look to grab a well, Doris, as we look forward to the playoffs, a question for you. The idea of a play-in tournament for the final playoff spots. The commissioner, Adam Silver, said that idea intrigued him. Does it intrigue you?
I would say no. I would be more inclined to reseed the playoffs because we see so often, and it's cyclical, but right now the Western Conference is a true, better, deeper conference. And so what I'd like to see is the playoffs be reseeded once the playoffs come around so that the best teams, regardless of conference, are seeded where they need to be seeded.
1 to 16.
1 to 16.
1 to 16.
That's correct.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Melo and Porzingis, the two stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5. And now the Suns, a fast break, takes it from 10. Will not go. This is off the front iron. New York with the ball. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And free throws are especially difficult on the road. The crowd noise can affect what you're thinking, and it's a challenge. And it was obviously a challenge they were dealing with.
And Rose, wide open. He shoots. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Warren, the pass to Booker. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Booker's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, releasing the ball at its highest point, that allows Booker to drain jumpers over people.
Tries it from 9. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. For Phoenix, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the jam by Bledsoe.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
It couldn't have come at a better time. With the score being as close as it is, he had to make that play.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Let's hope that's never the plan, and certainly not this early in the game. You don't want to let him get on a roll. That can make a long night for you.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. Dishes to Carmelo. A three-pointer off the mark. Suns have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
You know, Melo is just so gifted with that mid-range game. There are just so many ways he can hurt you, and he's comfortable with any look.
New York moving the ball around. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And oh, here we go. Warren's got it, the fast break chance. And it's in there.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And our Hall of Famer David Aldridge spoke with Jeff Hornacek. David?
Well, Kevin, he didn't outright say he was satisfied with his defense, but he did say that offense was important tonight. He told me numbers 1, 2, and 3 on our list are getting good movement, good looks, and making some shots. That's our focus. We'll see if they can make that happen tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for filling us in there, David. Getting their offense sorted out is the priority here, guys.
And that's what typically drives them. So no big surprise there. They'll be expending most of their energy at the offensive end.
And I think what's most interesting, what plays do they run early? Will they play inside out or focus on getting good perimeter shots? This will be interesting.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself, he converted in a big way.
Not enough on that one as it misses. Knicks trail by 5. Anthony kicks to Lee. Over in the corner, Rose. A floater. Phoenix grabs the miss. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
And in their 2 matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. From 17 feet out. That one a little long.
You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
Bledsoe with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And again, it's the Suns missing. The Knicks have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Porzingis and the 3 off target. Phoenix leading by 5. Booker right side. 11 feet out, and he hits it.
Now, teams are playing him to set up behind the arc, but Booker can just as easily beat you from the mid-range.
New York calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
You know, Jeff Hornacek was the man chosen to lead this Knicks team during their coaching search. You know, you think about it, they took a look at several names in and out of the organization, but Hornacek ended up being their guy. It seemed like they felt Hornacek didn't get a fair shake and is underrated as a coach.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
And Ulis with the stop.
And folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
And the way he went about it, no better way to increase the lead and energizes your teammates.
And with Hornacek being available in the first place, he was previously coach of the Suns, but was let go amidst the chaotic season that the Suns went through last year.
And Kevin, the feeling around the league was that Hornacek was just part of a bad situation in Phoenix, and glad to see him get a chance to show what he can do with the New York Knicks. You knew he'd get another chance after finishing so high in Coach of the Year voting in his rookie year of coaching.
Here's Holiday. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And O'Quinn kicks it to Noah. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rose. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. Well, we know what Derrick Rose is.
I got a clear mind when I play. I can't think about the past.
Well, and Rose says no pressure, but I have to feel like there's at least a little bit, guys, of pressure to get back to where he was.
Yeah, I mean, league MVP in 11, once considered a cornerstone for the NBA's youth movement. Hey, with a little more luck, he may still be that.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
You know, relying on a quick outlet pass, racing the ball up court, guys filling the lanes. They clearly want this to be a track meet. They've got Brandon Knight, Alex Len out there with Jared Dudley. Then it's Ulis, and it's Barbosa in at the small forward. So that's the Suns 5 as we get into the second quarter. Chris, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. Just such nice timing by O'Quinn on that block. And Holiday kicks to Thomas. New York moving it around. And there's the call on Tyler Ulis.
That's his first foul. A different look for New York. Plumlee comes in for Joakim Noah. And Anthony subbed in for Thomas. Holiday dishes to Plumlee. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, from a broadcasting perspective, Doris, just how global has the game of basketball grown with advances in the accessibility of the games being played?
You know what I marvel at is how the next generation consumes sports content. Live sports are still what the viewer wants, but you'll see so many people watching on mobile devices, right? Small tablets, phones. It's incredible to me how different our business is, Kevin. News is now not broken in a newspaper story. News is broken on social media.
Don't you think, Doris, it's promoted that way too because owners in this league that are very in tune with the tech side of the business?
Many of them are businessmen and have succeeded because they've been visionaries in their field, and certainly they want to know, how is our content getting to that next generation?
Good point. That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Carmelo Anthony.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and Melo, one of the best to ever do it.
Ulis with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
Boy, if you're going to challenge him in the lane, you better go strong.
He feeds it to Carmelo. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Dudley, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Dudley's got the lead up to 8 now for Phoenix. To the paint, here's O'Quinn, and O'Quinn slams it in.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Stolen by Rose. Stolen by Len. Here's Ulis. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Plumlee attacking. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Boy, spotted his teammate on the move, put the assist perfectly placed out in front of him, leading him right to the rack.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That's his first foul. Some changes for Phoenix. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Alex Len. And it's Booker in for Ulis. And New York with a change here, too. Lee's checked in for Derrick Rose.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
From 12 feet out. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Knight's got his first points of the night.
He loves to surprise the defense with a quick pull-up jumper. Knight's a very difficult guy to stick.
And for the Suns, a lot was made of players wanting out and demanding trades. Doris, maybe their biggest obstacle has been the health of Eric Bledsoe.
Right, it's debatable, Kevin. Top 20, top 30 when he's healthy, but he's now torn his meniscus in both knees. This is a player with elite athleticism, and that's part of what makes him special. Injuries tough to predict and can force a franchise to revise their timelines.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
That kind of ability to adjust in the air is the only way to do it when you're faced with that much of a size disadvantage in the paint.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Chris. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Jared Dudley. And it's Anthony again missing.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
Unloads from 9.
When Melo first came to New York, there was an enormous amount of pressure on him, and you wonder how, at times, he can handle that so gracefully.
The Knicks have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for the Suns. Shot's good by Bledsoe. And for Melo, the pressure is always going to be on him, Doris, as long as he is the guy in New York.
Yeah, I like that because it shows how mentally tough Melo is, that he can still perform when so much is expected from him. And his whole career, listen, Melo has been the leader of whichever team he is on, and he's used to this kind of pressure.
New York, no good that time either. Suns leading by 6. Here's Booker. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Holiday, the pass to Lee. Takes the 13-footer. Ball's knocked loose.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Pushing their lead to double digits. And now it's a 10-point Phoenix lead.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Screen by Porzingis. Stolen by Bledsoe. And Leandro Barbosa, the bucket on the assist by Bledsoe. Barbosa's got 4 this quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Stolen by Warren. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Warren's got 6.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Oh, no question. They're taking what the defense gives them rather than forcing things that aren't there. This is beautiful.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, mark of a great offensive player, gets to the free throw line a ton, and that's Carmelo Anthony right there amongst the career leaders in free throws made.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And Bledsoe with the stuff.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
And the way he went about it, no better way to increase the lead and energizes your teammates.
The Knicks shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. The clock runs out. And
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Things were going Phoenix's way from the beginning. An exceptional game plan helped them open with a 12-4 run. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty.
And that about...
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And the approach in that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the lines.
Yeah, he's moving so fast through the lane. He's beating defenders to the spot, and then you're in a position where the only thing to do, foul him.
And on the floor for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Derrick Rose is out there with Lee, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the center, locking down the middle. And the jam by Bledsoe.
At times, he's most dangerous when he's attacking the basket. Hard for defenders to rotate over fast enough to cut Bledsoe off.
Rose kicks to Lee. And the shot is good. The Phoenix lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Porzingis.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
I got to believe that's something they talked about during the break. Getting him some good looks in the paint right away.
Here's Chris from down in the low post. It goes.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed. We see a lot of teams have gone through logo or jersey transitions, but the Knicks have had that classic blue and orange for a long time. One of the most iconic logos, not only in the NBA, but in all of sports.
Rose against Bledsoe. And the pass to Chris. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel toward the shot.
What a brutal stretch for him. Just trying to work his way out of it, which is harder than it sounds.
Here's Chris. And that one is off. And New York the other way now. And here's Anthony for 3. Anthony missing again. Suns leading by 10. Here's Chris. Plays it in without an inch of room around him. Chris has got 4 points in the quarter.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
New York calls timeout. Doris, so many rookies come into the NBA and talk about the physicality of the league. I also think they talk about the speed of the league and the difference from college to pro. Just how physical and just how fast is it for these kids?
Let me give you two visions, okay? You've got 6'8", 200 and maybe 60 pounds, right? LeBron James coming at you full steam, and you're looking at hulking shoulders, defined arms and legs, and you're thinking, I don't think it's in my best interest to take a charge. No way, no how.
Isn't he intimidating when he's on that kind of track and coming down with no governor?
I'll say this. You know, if LeBron James is in transition or back to the basket and you're guarding him, you're going to feel it like it's football Monday.
Oh, a different look for New York. Plumlee is checked in for Porzingis, and it's Lance Thomas in for Carmelo Anthony. Ulis with it, working on Rose. Ulis can't get it to go. Knicks trail by 9. Rose dishes to O'Quinn. Back to Rose. Knocked away. And they're pushing it up. Out tonight. 3-pointer. Here's Len. Buries it down low. And the Suns lead by 11.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Holiday, the pass to O'Quinn. There's the pick. And here's Rose outside. Len grabs the board.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to cut into this lead when he's missing so many shots.
Chris can't hit.
He has the skills to finish that. I cannot believe he blew it.
And Holiday kicks to Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Phoenix.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
And the first one drops.
Well, the glory days for the Knicks back in the early 70s, 1970 and 73 to be exact. The franchise's 2 NBA championships. Who can ever forget?
The Suns making a switch here. Barbosa's checked in. Joakim Noah's checked in for New York.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Rose. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists now in this one. And what a great team that was. Doris, that roster for the Knicks in the early 70s. Wow.
Wow, you're right, Kevin. Dick Barnett, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, and of course, Walt Frazier. All fixtures on both title runs. It was a deep team, and they worked beautifully together.
And he uses the glass on the layup. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many. And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Not only can he make plays for others, he can take it upon himself to finish.
.58 seconds left here in the third quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Phoenix Suns. The Knicks have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them. And GA, after being such a fixture in the city of Chicago and for so long, Joakim Noah signing with his hometown team, the Knicks, in the last offseason, a bit of a bittersweet end of his time with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of moving parts in his time with Chicago.
Yeah, and, you know, his playing time had dwindled, and it was just, I think, in everyone's best interest for him to move on. It's a great fit in New York, both with the team and the pulse of the city. Clearly was still valued highly around the league as it took a sizable contract to put him in that Knick uniform.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Phoenix. Rose kicks to Lee. Back to Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot off the pick. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Rose has got 7 points.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to utilize Rose at the point guard position. Run him off screens all night long.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. From 12 feet out, the Knicks pull it in. Noah's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Lee outside. Shoots from 14. Rose with another miss. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Suns. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Here is Bledsoe. Bledsoe is out there with Barbosa, and it's Chandler. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Warren in at the 4-man position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Here's Bledsoe. No good off the front iron. Knicks trail by 10. Here's Rose. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It goes on Devin Booker.
And Rose not always focused on creating contact, but with his physical gifts, a lot of times he leaves the defense no choice.
And the one thing about Rose is that, you know, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And a switcher also for New York. Porzingis is checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day. But as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
And that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injuries.
5 on the clock. Here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
You know, these are the kinds of nights when he gets it going like this, Melo can be a one-man band.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Suns making a change here. Ulis is checked in, and New York with a change here, too. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Chandler, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. And the Suns lead by 8.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Rose kicks to Porzingis. Outside Anthony to the inside. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
You know, that right there is a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
Ulis can't get it to go. Knicks trail by 6. Rose with the ball. From deep. Rebounded by Dudley. Here's Warren. Dudley dishes to Booker. It's good, and he threw contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Chris, he's checked in for Jared Dudley.
Boy, talk about a guy you don't want to send to the line. Booker already one of the game's better free throw shooters.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Lee kicks to Anthony. The baseline J. It's hauled in by the Suns. Chris has got 5 rebounds tonight. Booker against Lee from 12 feet out. Good D by Lee. Knicks trail by 9. Kicks to Rose. New York moving it around. The feed to Anthony. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Boy, you think back to draft night, and Porzingis was roundly booed by Knicks fans when he was taken with the 4th overall pick. But that's ancient history now. I think everyone realizes the talent this young guy possesses.
And there were even some rumors on draft night that Carmelo Anthony wasn't happy with the pick at Porzingis.
That's a rumor he vehemently denied. They're both perimeter-oriented forwards, and I could see why Melo might prefer a guard or perhaps a more traditional pivot man. The Knicks, though, looking for the upside, and Porzingis has that in spades.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
It's ridiculous to give up that many points in the paint. You know, I think he'd like them to play a bit more physical.
Let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I had a chance to listen in on Jeff Hornacek's huddle with his players. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
And Ulis with the stop.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Not only can he make plays for others, he can take it upon himself to finish.
Here's Rose. Bucket is good.
He's been eating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
Suns leading by 8. It's stolen by Rose. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. Got a piece of it. O'Quinn, the pass to Rose. And he makes good on the layup. Rose has got 11 points here in just the second half.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Knicks trail by 8. Outside Anthony. Pass to O'Quinn. And it's blocked. Warren with the ball. Out guarded by Porzingis. Kept alive. Back to Warren. Ulis sets the screen for Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
How great is it that the body control by Booker is there when he's driving and finishing at the rim?
Here's Anthony. From the top of the key, he buries it. Anthony's got 24.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Ulis. Porzingis with the block. Lee dishes to Rose. Anthony on the wing. That one, no good. Now the Suns take it the other way. Led by as many as 14 points. Ulis. Second chance shot. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, crafty. That seems to be the word most applied to Booker. Able to get the defense to overreact.
Eric Bledsoe checked in for the Suns. The Knicks have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. The 3 from Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing. And it's the Suns with the ball. 10-point lead. The drive by Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys. Defending their home court.
Give some credit to the hometown crowd. They were a huge part of their success. The fans will leave happy tonight.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Offensive rebound. Now Bledsoe. Booker in the corner. launches it, nailed from three-point land. And the Suns lead by 15.
Well, fantastic rhythm on the catch and shoot. A lot of times that comes from Booker's terrific body control.
And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Tyler Eulis. You know, tonight he put... And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, they are hungry for a win here. Last season, they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. And a look at LaMarcus Aldridge in this one. Known for his offense, but he's made some strides on defense in the past year.
Yeah, he always has had that great length and that turnaround jump shot. Oh, that is it. That turnaround jump shot is probably...
It's a Western Conference battle here in Phoenix as the Suns look to work the home court advantage. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Look at San Antonio. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have the work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And when I look at San Antonio, their slow start to this season has brought some of this team's issues to light. And this is a team that I didn't think had any issues to speak of.
Well, still some issues do linger, but I think that their strengths easily outweigh those weaknesses. But, man, they've already had some off nights this year, more so than they did last year.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Pau Gasol is one of the real humanitarians in the NBA. An ambassador for UNICEF, he concerns himself with a lot more than just basketball. Jerry West said of Gasol, you can feel the warmth, the goodness in him. A real gentleman. If you're around him, you can't help but like him. Kevin?
A gentle giant, David, for sure. Thanks. And, Brent, we've gone far enough into the season at this point where we can see a few teams now breaking away from the pack.
Yeah, it's always surprising, Kevin, when it's a team at the beginning of the year that we didn't expect. That's when we get excited about a team coming from nowhere and starting to do great things.
Good point. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol in at the 5.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Fearless. Despite the size mismatch, took it right to him.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Aldridge a screen. A 3 from Leonard. Connects from three-point range. Leonard's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, the D right in his face, Kawhi couldn't care less. That's the expressionless assassin. Saw that.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
And that's what we're seeing more and more. Point guards who can finish as well as they make the play.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw. Courtesy of Kia. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. And Bledsoe, here we go. Here's Chris. Makes it off the glass.
Yeah, getting after it right now. You love the passion and desire on that play. Excellent rebound, and then the stick back.
Leonard on the wing. To the middle, Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
A super high percentage shot from Aldridge there. Layups work.
The Suns have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Up top, Bledsoe, covered by Mills. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against San Antonio. The Suns shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Greg Popovich, coach of the Spurs, at times we've seen him be a little prickly with the media. If he doesn't like a question, you know, Brent, he'll let you know about it.
Well, I know the shtick for some people, Kevin, has gotten a little bit tiresome, but that's not who Greg Popovich is as a coach. He just doesn't like to do those in-game interviews. It's kind of like you sitting with me doing a broadcast.
You're right. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And here's Mills from the arc. Phoenix grabs the miss. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, the point's not hard to come by for them, that's for sure. I'd have surrendered too if I was trying to defend against that potent attack.
Outside Leonard. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Leonard's got 5 now.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Pass to Gasol. Back to Mills. Dishes it to Aldridge. The 15-footer. He can't hit that time. Now the Suns take it the other way. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
And I don't know if I'm going to call these guys rivals, but as conference opponents, they're still familiar with each other. Neither team will want to give an inch in this first meeting.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
And the Suns here with a different look. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Dudley comes in for T.J. Warren. Knight's checked in for Devin Booker. And Ewa subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills.
Well, years of experience come into play, not only here, but overseas. Ginobili with perfect rhythm on the catch and shoot.
Now, here's Ulis. He's guarded closely. And the dunk by Lamb.
He really could time those perfectly. What an assist.
Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Boston.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, their block numbers in that one really stand out. They weren't giving up any easy buckets inside. It was quite a display of interior defense.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Here's Murray up on top. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Outside Leonard. Here's Dedmon. Len grabs the board.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Here's Knight. Ginobili grabs the board. Spurs trail by 3. The feed to Murray. Here's Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity. Yeah, he is sneaky at the rim, lays it in against heavy pressure.
He feeds it to Dedmon. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Dedmon's got his first 2 points. Phoenix leading by 3. Now Ulis turned in an outstanding game against New York. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Phoenix. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Simmons is checked in. Free throw good. Ulis. 27 seconds left in the first. Murray kicks to Simmons. Passes to Murray. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. "16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Barbosa. And here we go with Barbosa. Heading to the hoop. Yep, that one goes. Barbosa's got his first basket of the night.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2.
And the Gasol brothers foul.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And what stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Second chance points are wild cards. You never know when you're going to get them, and they always seem to affect the outcome of the game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Simmons. Aldridge out there with Anderson. Then it's Mills, and it's Dedmon in at the center filling out the middle. And Mills kicks to Dedmon. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Shot clock at 6. The kick out to Anderson. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Suns.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said, sometimes in timeouts I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. Now get up and walk away. Because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, T.A. That accountability goes a long way. Devin Booker, he's checked in for Phoenix. Eric Bledsoe comes in for Ulis. Spurs trail by 10. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Start it.
It's amazing to watch these NBA athletes competing every day. You and I get the lucky seat right there in front midcourt. Such size, such athleticism. It's intimidating. Who are the most intimidating players you think in the game today?
If you go to Detroit and you want to match up with number 0 there and Andre Drummond,
look out.
You're in for a long night.
Harness yourself in.
The way that he can patrol the middle, Kevin, and the way he's relentless at coming at the offensive glass and the defensive glass all game long, I'm really interested in the development of Andre Drummond as the centerpiece, figuratively and literally, for the Detroit Pistons.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Green, the screen. Here's Mills. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Well, he lacks some size and some strength, but Mills creative in the inside to finish that one.
And the jam by Bledsoe.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And that's where the defense failed. You can't let him throw that down. You've got to get over and foul him, send him to the free throw line.
And it's Warren with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Mills kicks to Leonard, back to Mills. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. Chandler's got 7 rebounds in the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Knocked loose. The 3 from Mills. It's good from long range. Mills has got 7 now in this quarter.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
Yeah, buckling down on defense, the key here. No more easy buckets, no more layups. Has to be the mantra as they try to mount that comeback.
Here's Leonard. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And this is where Leonard has become so difficult to defend. He can beat you with a variety of moves inside, including the one we just saw.
No good from Bledsoe. Spurs trail by 12. And you have to like what Danny Green, Brent, brings to the table defensively. Long arms. Very quick for his size. And he can defend 1 through 3.
Well, that's a pretty good tandem if you're suiting up next to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi takes the stronger guy, and Danny Green usually goes to the quickness defensively. And Green also a strong defensive rebounder and one of the better perimeter shot blockers in the game.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Gasol kicks to Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, he's making it look effortless. You combine Leonard's athleticism with his skill set, and now that confidence. Nights like this are inevitable.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Also a good decision from the coach to settle your guys down, get into something new, and everybody on the same page.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Chris comes in for Warren. Jared Dudley's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And Knight subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Ginobili can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Chris gets the bucket.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Knight, and Knight slams it in.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
Shots good by Dedmon.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Yeah, where's the box out? That's a mistake that is easily preventable with some fundamentals.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
Yeah, great ball movement and patience. They're working hard for those good looks.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Dudley. That's his first foul. Here's Murray. Left side, Leonard. 1 second left. What a play. Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Like a guy delivering ice, a very cool customer.
So as we conclude
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They're leading by 16. Kenny?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves.
And that wraps up halftime.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
Well, none of the defenders can stay with him in one-on-one situations. Even the team defense breaks down if he's in attack mode.
Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Warren is out there with Chris, and it's Chandler in at the center position. So that's who Earl Watson starts the second half with. No good from Bledsoe.
He's certainly a threat to finish those opportunities with some style and flair, but the defense did a simply outstanding job preventing that from happening.
Outside Leonard, pass to Aldridge. Shot clock at 5. Outside Gasol. No good on the 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
No good from Booker.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
That's really one of his specialties, altering shots in close.
And the shot is good. The Phoenix lead has been cut down to just 12 points with the basket from LaMarcus Aldridge. And Brent, you look at how the Spurs played last season, and any other season they might have had the best record in the league.
Well, they did have the best record that Greg Popovich has had as a coach with San Antonio, with 67 wins. And it was under the radar because of the Warriors' historic mark last year with 73. But it was the first time in history that the NBA had 2 different 35-win teams at the midway point of the season. It set up the stage for an epic showdown, and really some people let down that never happened.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. They get Paul Gasol. Brent, at some point, all NBA players know when it's time to hang him up. Kobe went through it last year. What was the moment for you?
The moment for me, Kevin, was in Portland, Oregon. Happened to be playing against the Portland Trail Blazers. And a guy named Rudy Fernandez was on the Trail Blazers at that time. And Rudy played like the Roadrunner. He did not stop running. And I remember there was a play where I tried to chase him off a screen. He came around the screen, went up for a lob dunk, and I could not catch up to him. And I thought to myself, this might be a good time to think about the end of your career.
It happens that suddenly. You can pinpoint it to one play.
I don't know that every player can do that, but thank you, Rudy Fernandez, for the clear-cut message that was going to be my last season.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big guy.
Tries it from 9. Hits some room on the way in, and the bucket's good. 15 points for Eric Bledsoe.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Gasol kicks to Simmons. Inside. Here's Aldridge. That shot off the mark. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Here's Bledsoe. Mills with the steal. Outside, Green. In the corner, Simmons with it. Outside, Aldridge. Gasol passes to Mills. Bucket is good. Mills has got 9.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Suns have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Some changes for Phoenix. Len comes in for Chandler. And Dudley subbed in for T.J. Warren. San Antonio also making some changes. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge has overcome a lot. As a child, his home life was not easy, and he was born with a heart condition. In fact, shortly after he was born, his heart stopped, and he had to be resuscitated. But Kevin, he said, I wouldn't take back any pain that I've endured on or off the court because it's made me who I am. And Kevin, that's a story all of us can be inspired by.
Thank you, D.A.
Yeah, no disparaging remarks with regards to his effort in this one. He's making everything, and he needs his teammates to step up to the plate to help him out.
1:58 left in the third.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Suns leading by 12. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
If these guys are focused on making a push with the basketball, they can be very good.
Ginobili outside. Kicks to Murray. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
So he gets them both. Spurs trail by 14. Murray kicks to Anderson. Doubled by Knight. Murray dishes to Ginobili. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Ginobili's got 5 now.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Spurs.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
And he knocks down the first one. Mills, he's checked in for Murray. That one misses. Spurs trail by 13. And Mills kicks to Dedmon. Ginobili outside. He dishes it to Leonard. No good with the triple.
Very lazy defense there, but luckily they got bailed out by the missed shot. He won't miss many of those opportunities.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Anderson kicks to Mills. The dish to Ginobili. No one near him. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. He's got 11.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Now here is Barbosa. And the layup falls. And the Suns lead by 13.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to...
Let's get about 3 or 4 stops in a row.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. On the floor for San Antonio, the defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Anderson. And it's Ginobili in at the 1. Anderson kicks to Green. Banked in off the glass. Green's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Spurs.
I think that's exactly the shot they wanted, Kevin. He can make that one all day long.
Anderson with the block. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. Warren's checked in for Phoenix. Ulis comes in for Leandro Barbosa. Then for the Spurs, Saul comes in for Dwayne Dedman, and it's LaMarcus Aldridge in for Kyle Anderson. Ulis, good.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Well, even the dentist would tell you that's a sweet move for that lay-in. And yeah, you got to love his tenacity.
Aldridge, the pass to Ginobili. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Aldridge has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Showing his trademark aggressiveness inside, Ginobili was not going to be denied.
Stolen by Ginobili. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. To the middle, stolen by Warren. Here's Ulis. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
The only way you're going to challenge him in that situation, you have to attack with more power.
Good looking screen by Gasol. Green kicks to Aldridge. 5 to shoot. Here's Knight. Here's Booker. Count it. And the Suns lead by 13.
They have got to box out better than that. That putback's just another example of what a difference there's been between these two teams.
Just don't want to see fundamental errors like that. One of the reasons they're so far behind.
The Suns making a switch here. Chris is checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He was not happy with their defensive performance. He said they're getting everything they want. We've got to show them we can't let that happen. You have to make a stand. You have to get some stops, and that'll get us going on a run. Guys?
Thank you, David.
You can't fault him for taking the open look, guys. Just didn't go in for him, but you know, he'll look to shoot that one again.
Feeds it to Gasol. The pass to Ginobili. To the right side. Aldridge. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists in the game. Ulis dishes to Warren. 80 that time from Leonard.